orchestrations. Orchestrations.
When this first started, bro, we ran the pack. Old folks might call us frickin' frat. Always came together like a pair of sneakers. If I was in the field, you was in the bleachers. Always had my back like you was riding pigs. And if I ever needed bro, I ain't had to beg. Stay front line with you getting paid. And if his homie wanna jump, he can catch a fade. But constantly taking risks lead to sacrifice. So if my brody in the jam, we ain't talking price. If I say go make it happen, that means find a way. So you know we keep the sack for the darker days. And if we shed tears, then you know we brothers. With the goal to always look after one another. And my brother's keeper till I meet the reaper. My loyalty is always free, it ain't nothing cheaper. When this first started, we was best of friends. Now I look around like where the hell you been? Might take an act of God for us to make amends. But when it's said and done, you know you still my friend. If I'm the bottle, bro, you the cap. If I'm the money, you the paper wrapped around the stacks. And my brother's keeper till I meet the reaper. My loyalty is always free, it ain't nothing cheaper. As time moved on, man, we grew apart. I was in the music, you was in the arts. Who knew authenticity could dissipate? Cause now it feels weird when we share space. Man, we used to conversate for hours at the drop of a hat. Now I'm always on some let me call you back. I know things got heated when we in the moment, but there was some sucker shit you did and you need to own it. I don't know, go and ask for atonement. Let's make one thing clear, I am not your opponent. Been getting it out the mud with you every day. So I'm shocked when you tried to send the hate my way. For one, it's bad for you, help you out. Cast it yourself, you playing with no spades, that's the hand you was dealt. Am I my brother's keeper till I meet the reaper? My loyalty is always free, it ain't nothing cheaper. When it first started, we was best of friends. Now I look around like, where the hell you been? Might take an act of God for us to make amends. But when it's said and done, you know you still my friend. If I'm the bottom, bro, you the cap. If I'm the money, you the paper wrapped around the stacks. And my brother's keeper till I meet the reaper. My loyalty is always free. It ain't nothing cheaper. When this first started, we was best of friends. Where the hell you been? You know you still my friend.
Yo, what is good? What is good? We are back, man. Welcome to another episode of You Already Know, the Dot and Clutch Show. We are live in the building, man, with my co-host Clutch is in the building, Verse is in the building. You already know, man. And I got the special guest in the building, my homie Chris, man, aka what is it? I don't know. I even know how to pronounce it. Chris, you gotta pronounce it yourself.
Yeah, some Louisiana swag, man. That's the way we spell gold down here, man.
That's how y'all spell it. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Just go play, man.
Go play. All right. Go play. There you go. That's how you say go. All right, bet. What's good with y'all?
Good, man.
How you feeling, man?
Man, for me, you know, to be real with you, man, I'm comfortable in this environment, man. I feel like I got invited to like Rap City, the basement, man. I know I'm telling my age when I say that, but man, I'm comfortable in this element. I'm comfortable in this element, man. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Hey, no, man, I'm happy to have you, man. You've been doing some great things in esports, man, and I'm trying to make sure that we highlight you, man. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing some wonderful things. Wonderful things for the kids, man. I'm actually following your footsteps in a couple different areas, and I know you want me to help you in a couple areas. So we about to be brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you know, we about to be brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, man. Man, it's crazy, man, because like when I started in education, bro, I didn't realize I was gonna be like at the forefront of that. Like, and when I got out there in that ocean, man, I was floating by myself. I was like, oh. And so, like, you know, you and OG and a few others, man, I don't want to call too many names and miss anybody, but, like, I had to lean on you guys, man, because there wasn't nobody in education that talked like us, walked like us, you know, thought process-wise. There wasn't nobody to lean on, man.
mm-hmm.
So, I followed y'all guys, man, for to set my standards in my educational program.
That's dope, man. That's dope. And with the educational program, what I think is so fascinating about what you're doing, bro, you got high schools and college that you're working with, man, and that's not easy. You know what I'm saying? And being from Baton Rouge, it's like I know the situation as far as people being able to have people, you know, that look like us doing what you do, man. So talk about, before you even get into what you're doing right now, man, let's just talk about your whole come up and where you started and how you got started in esports, and introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure, man. So, yeah, man, Chris Turner, man, I'm born and bred in Baton Rouge, man. Before Young Boy and Boosie was a thing.
Boosie the man, bro.
Yeah. All Kevin Gates, man. You know, like, man, like I said, born and bred. But, man, a lot of people don't know I'm a graphic designer and visual artist, man. Like, OG gave me his props on his logo, my logo behind me. I did it. And that was my lane, man. Yeah, like,
that's dope, man.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I don't promote it, man.
Right.
Like for me, like this esports is my second comment, man. Like,
nice.
I did my thing in the art scene, You know what I'm saying? Like, and probably gonna revert back to that at some point, but yeah, man, like got into that's what actually led me to education, man. I went back to my old high school and donated some artwork, started talking to the kids, started giving back, kind of like that, the same mind frame you in right now.
Mm-hmm.
That was me probably 9 years ago. And so,
Okay. Okay.
what was so crazy? Um, went back to my old high school. The art teacher quit, and so the principal called me and said, "Hey, man, you ever thought about teaching?" At the time, I'm running my own gallery. I'm developing, buildings downtown. I got a startup called Springboard with a few business partners of mine. We're actually trying to do incubator style startups, and I'm like, I don't know about teaching, man, but I really love this engagement between these kids. And so,
Mm-hmm.
man, the first obstacle was you talking to a brother that only graduated from high school. And so the principal told me to come down. She showed me what the state of Louisiana calls an ancillary certification, and so they give it to working professionals. So all you need is 3 letters of recommendation, proof that you're working in that field, man, and it's equivalent to a bachelor's.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, man, like I had no clue about this, right?
Yeah.
So we did that. She hired me, man, and that was how I got into education, bro. And I've been in education ever since. Along with running my art and graphic design company, man, and got to Southern University Laboratory School, which is housed on the campus of Southern University. And Southern University, man, it's the only HBCU in the country that has a system. So we have multiple campuses. So on the Baton Rouge landmass, we have the Laboratory School, which is pre-K through 12, and the undergraduate, we have Southern Law, and we have Southern Agriculture. Then we have Southern University New Orleans, and then we have Southern University Shreveport. Shreveport campus is a 2-year university, and we all answer to one board and one system president. And so all the other HBCUs just have one campus. And so he put me in a predicament, kind of what Doc was hinting to. Man, I'm at the pre-K through 12th grade school. I start that program. It's 100% African American, bro. So
wow.
2K, I go to what I know. You know what I'm saying? So we about roughly 350 pre-K through 12th grade. We make it through the High School Esports League. We do a runner-up. Should have been a championship due to some technical difficulties, man. But anyway, kind of started the program. I started the program with a rolling cart and one PlayStation, my PlayStation. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
So
You gotta start somewhere, man. You gotta start
somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Little shy kid called, his name was Timotheus, man. He was a senior. Like, real bashful kid, man. Like, I had to coach him how to do interviews, but, like, he didn't want to do interviews. He wasn't comfortable, bro. I was so serious, bro. So, that happens, and then he loses that championship, and he gets that runner-up. Like, man, I'm done, coach. And I'm like, man, what you talking about? So I do a tournament for homecoming. I do a 2K tournament for homecoming at this pre-K through high school, man. I get everybody that's 13 years or older. This kid by the name of Troy Murphy comes in at 13, man, and I think in 8th grade at the time, and whoops everybody's behind. And I'm like, okay, you the one, man. So get with his parents. His parents are sold on it, bro. Like they all the way invested at this point, but Troy brings home that national championship, bro. And we ball out. Like I go get rings, the whole 9. We promote it. Cause my thing, man, in our communities, bro, esports not looked at like basketball or football, so they gotta have that same swag. And so we did it, man. This little kid did interviews. The whole 9, man, came back, won a runner-up in 2K the next year. And then my principal, bro, which is a brother too, by the name of Herman Brusser. He's also my director. We take a trip to Arlington to the Esports Arena for a conference. We come back. create a mind to it, man, and kind of develop a room. COVID happens, we shut down.
Man.
Yeah, I built a deck though. I built a sponsorship deck. I'm a graphic designer. You gotta remember this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started having back-to-back meetings in COVID, like everybody at home. Took 100 no's, 10 yeses. We got enough sponsors, man. $60,000 worth to outfit a room, man.
Man, that's dope, bro. That's dope, man. Now, when you say that the 13-year-old, when you was bringing in the cart, who did you have them playing? Were they playing each other? So you had the 300 kids playing each other, and you ran the contest right there. So it was just amongst these kids in this school. So it wasn't like an online thing. Like I mean, like school versus school thing. Okay.
Well, so I did a tournament in house to see what the talent was at, and so once I got my key guys, which is like 3 or 4 guys, we entered into a high school esports league. Now that is an online tournament. It's a national tournament. It's a 1v1 style. It's not pro-am.
Okay.
We'll get to that later too.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later too. But to speak the story of, man, we launched this room. It's the first esports room in the state. That pushes me over into the role at Southern University. We launched that in September of 2020. I got the third ranked Madden player in our region, man. I got the runner-up.
Nice.
Rocket League team in the SWAC conference, which is the conference that we're a part of at the university. So I'm doing all this, man. Over at the Law Center, they launched a mixed reality virtual innovation and esports and gaming institute. And so I'm like, oh snap, So I started meeting with the team over there and the chancellor. His name is Chancellor Pierre, and he was like, man, I need you over here, to run this thing, man. I got to shout out the vice chancellor, Margaret Dickerson, man. Incredible people. The only law center in the country that really have an esports and gaming push. So we do an esports summit virtually during the pandemic. And people have been paying attention to the news, man. We just launched a partnership with Esports Supply. We're actually about to build out a room. I'm talking about like tier 1, the first of its kind, like an HBCU, bro.
Nice.
And it's going to be for my collegiate team, but not only for my collegiate team, but it's going to be for the community, bro. Like, we want to help unrepresented populations, man, get into the space, show them how to do business, teach them legal. And just program the room for the community, man, so we can get career paths going in our neighborhoods, man.
That's dope, man. And I understand how hard this is via COVID, man. So by you being able to kind of hit the sponsorship deck running and kind of fight through that turmoil and actually be able to overcome it, because I know how I had a 30-station facility coming, man, and COVID kind of wiped all of that out. So it was like with you being able to hit the deck and be able to raise money and things of that nature, and then now with you bringing the community in, I think that's amazing, because now people will be able to come in and see their kids and see the future of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of these parents don't really see the future of esports, so now you can bring the community in, and that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's the mindset, man. Like, not only from a competition standpoint, but somebody that's actually doing broadcasting or doing the graphics, even the further ecosystem of like, AI and VR and, code and computer science. Like, I gotta remember, I'm on a college campus, man. I'm gonna use it as my playground to showcase. Hey, man, you go over here and make 6 figures. Like, I know you want to get to the 2K league. That's cool. Right. Yeah. But if that don't pan out,
hey, coding is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Coding is where it's at. Like,
Plan B and C.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
And we gonna make sure you get a certification or a skill set, man, to push you in that direction. You know what I'm saying? I think like that's conversation need to be changed, man. Like, and I'm thinking like my new programming in that room, like, how to use Discord, like what's the basics of it, like, is because Discord is becoming industry standard, right? Like, how do we take a kid that's been on controller for 12, 13 years and cross him over to mouse and keyboard?
Right.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, you got all these colleges, man. You got over 200 colleges. Like, how can we, for once, it's almost a clean slate. We got to catch up on some of the gameplay. They don't take $100 million in a football facility, top of the line. You know what I'm saying? Recruits. You could just do 100,000, 200,000, create your esports room, bro. And you get the right coaches, man. We'll catch up. So it doesn't take a big investment at all. Some of our black colleges to catch up to what's going on in the space.
I feel like the biggest thing is that, like, when you think about it on a larger scale, technology is the future, right?
Without question.
So with technology being the future, and not only that, but we understand that within our communities, these kids need some type of way to express themselves. And usually a form of art is within that technology field, whether it's graphic design or whether it's building or forging. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that term, but forging, which is like they create boards or create materials, which is on video games, any type of art or any type of infrastructure that will present that. And I feel like it's important to reach out to those younger minds, those creative minds, whether it's that first stage where it's like pre-K through 6th grade, or that second stage was maybe more intermediate, where it's 6th grade through 9th to 10th grade. You got the more mature ones that, just being honest, and I'm not against it, or not speaking down on it, but some of them, they look at college like, oh, that's too much for me. I need to
for sure.
They may be wanting to get into something that gives them something that will allow them to be innovative. And in this world, you need innovators, because most of the innovators that thrive in this world bring in more successful leaders now that enable others to make a difference. And I don't mean by just a difference being substantially, I don't mean by a difference just, oh, you have this type of fame or stature. I mean a difference that is generational wise. That's something that you can pass down, knowledge that you can pass down, know-how that you can pass down. And just like how 4 of us are sitting in this room having this conversation, it's essential because this conversation is going to go elsewhere other than just what you see on YouTube. This conversation is going to reach some classrooms. This conversation is going to reach different communities that don't know nothing about what we're talking about. Just like how you pointed out, Discord is reaching a scale where it's mandatory. Discord was created to be just speaking for video games. Now, Discord is the standard that you need to be out. Exactly. The tech field is mandatory that you have to go through Discord. And the perfect analogy that I would like to use is nobody really knew much about cryptocurrency until Bitcoin. When Bitcoin came out, what is this? Like, care about this. You know what I'm saying? So right now we at a stepping stone, but we building a foundation, and as long as people have the ears and the eyes to realize and reciprocate the things that we are saying, that's all we need. Because nowadays I'm not trying to measure anything, but we have the influence, we have the knowledge, we have the camaraderie to sit down and change more than just one. Back then, we used to sit down and say, oh, we just want to grab one. Let me just grab one. Each one teach one. Let me just grab one.
Each one teach one,
Yeah, let me just grab one down the street. Let me just grab one from the school. Let me just grab this ball player that don't know nobody. Now, we can go grab a group and, based off of who you are, what you stand for, where you come from, and where you're headed to be. Because 4 gentlemen sitting in this podcast right now, this show right now, with a sense of direction. So it makes it only does somebody a disservice to not listen.
Yeah. And you brought it up, man. So I'm gonna go deep now. So
let's go. Give me them jewels, man. Give me them exclusives. You know what I'm saying? Let me put you on the big screen. Put you on the big screen.
Of course.
All right. So a lot of people don't know. You familiar with the metaverse? It's alright if you're not.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So like that's what we headed, man. Like if like people that's watching, if you don't know what the metaverse is, go look at Ready Player One. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we headed. Like when you have Mark Zuckerberg saying Facebook is not a social media company no more, it's a metaverse company, and we're gonna get there by the end of this decade. Man, we are already we right at the break of 2022.
Yeah. It's right there.
You know what I'm saying? So somebody's gonna have to build it. Somebody's gonna have to run it. secure that. You know, like to your point, cryptocurrency, building our cities. You know, somebody gotta build this massive experience, man.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you look at what just the simple stuff, what 2K has done in next gen, right? It's almost a fully immersive experience, man. You can go around, you can activate different things in the city. You know, you have your own coin, you can change your clothes, you can go rap if you want to. You know,
right.
Yeah.
It's fully immersed. You know what I'm saying? They preparing our mindset right now.
Zip line and all types of crazy
Zip
stuff.
line and all types of crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You go to the mall. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Because ultimately, these are trainer wheels for people to prepare for the bigger picture. See,
Yeah.
what people take for granted these days that so for example, I've been in the aviation field since I was around 16, 17 years old. So I work on aircrafts, I work on the hydrants that the aircrafts fuel out of. Like, I've been in this corporate world for a very long time. I've learned a lot of things, and I'm a multi-talented person. So I'm put like this, right? People, for example, I'm going to pinpoint the 2K community, right? Since the 2K League started, we got a couple professional 2K League players that went and bought Teslas as their first car investment. And everybody just looked at it like, oh, that's just an electric car, but they forget about the features of it being able to autopilot itself.
Right.
My first time I drove a Tesla, right? And I remember I spoke with you a few times, Go Play, in the DM when we first connected. I was like, I was in New Orleans too. I was working out in New Orleans, stuff like that, New Orleans East and everything. And the first time when I drove a Tesla, I was working at Signature Flight Support. And Drew Brees came in with his family.
Drew Brees,
man, and it was a surreal experience. He just walked in, he was real nice, down to earth, beautiful family, beautiful kids, and he sat there, he looked at me, he said, can you go park this for me? And he threw me the keys, and like, it's just like a little badge. Like, no key, no nothing, no like, button, it was just a little badge. I think it was one of the first Teslas that came out. I looked at him like,
what is this?
What I'm
supposed to do with this? Like,
but the pride in me, I didn't want to ask him.
Right.
Because that's Drew Brees, bro. I'm not about to bother you. I got a job to do. So I go out there and I get in the car, and I'm driving, and then like a notification comes up and it says like parking space like located, and I'm looking around like, all right, what button do I press? And it's just a dash, it's just a computer screen. And I say that to say this. Before you know it, we're not going to require pilots no more. Before you know it, we're not going to require cashiers no more. You're going to require people like us that know how to operate these machines and be able to control it from back here. And a lot of people, and I'm not trying to, this is what I'll say to the people that are interested in the tech field, or interested in esports, or interested in pursuing any type of job that requires you to be fundamentally sound with technology, right? And especially for the kids out there that are inspired to be doing this, that have parents that see no value in it. There's a place for you out here. There's a multitude of places out here for you that as you see fit and what you can create, because you're an innovator. Not only are you an innovator, your cousins, your brothers, your aunts, your uncles, they're innovators as long as they want to be. And you go out and you do what you got to do, and you'll be able to make that change. You'll be able to create that next big thing. Because ultimately, us sitting down right here, like I said before, we are in the process of creating the next big thing and exposing the world to the next big person. Because before you know it, that middle schooler, that high schooler, they gonna see these opportunities to figure out a new method or a new system. Oh, Tesla does this. I could make such and such that could do such and such 10 times better.
Right. Facts.
Man, I want to ask a question to all y'all, man, because I gotta pinch myself every day. Because I mean, our age range, our parents was like, man, boy, get out that video game, go.
Right.
Right. And for us to be in here, man, and making paychecks out this thing, like, man, how often do y'all really think about just the progression of our generation in this place, man? Like, it's amazing to me.
It's to me.
We all said enough. Man, everybody that's on this podcast, man, we pioneers in this thing.
Yeah, man. I think for me, like, right, it's it's different for me because
I know,
being
I
one of
know
the
that.
older guys. Like before when I grew up, it wasn't a esports outlet. The only esports outlet you had was how many quarters you could bring to the arcade. I was trying to say like the dude who could last. You know what I'm saying? The dude who could last
Right.
3-4 hours off $1. He was the professional at the arcade. You know what I'm saying? You took pride in your old man or your mama giving you $3 or $5, and that lasting you 3-4 hours at the arcade. You had to get good at certain games. You had to watch certain games. That was my esport, and it was like there was no at home video
And they
game.
dropped us off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's get it how you live or you gonna be waiting, and it's a roll of quarters right there, man. But me, personally, this is I never, well, I won't say I never, right? Like I had a feeling when I hit the turn. I say as a man, as a businessman, when you hit the turn. But when I first started this, man, this was just like me and my little bro. Goat we was just trying to find people to run with. You know what I'm saying? And I had found some dope people in the combine, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna turn this into something big. You know what I'm saying? But to see where I done got now and see like Fire Sticks Gaming where it's at right now, I probably could have never believed it was gonna get this big. In my mind, I knew I could make it happen, but to see it, I mean, I have moments where I'm like, I'm so shocked, bro. Like next week I'm gonna be. I can't get no jewels out, but next week I'm gonna be dropping. I got an NFL player that's gonna be Fire Sticks Gaming. He announced it next week. I'm looking at his cleats. He gonna wear his cleats on the field next, in 2 weeks. I got his cleats right there. I got all his custom gear right there, and it's like this is like my moment. Like y'all, like we finna go global again, and it's like it's them type of moments that give me goosebumps. Like, bro, I got an NFL player that wanna wave my flag. Like, this is it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still in the all phase of myself. Like, I'm still accomplishing things I didn't think I would accomplish. You know what I'm saying? And I got my little brothers with me, like Clutch and Verse. These are people that I seen, and picked up along my path, and I take them with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of people don't understand, man, with bringing your guys in, or you're gonna have peaks and valleys in life, and sometimes you find good people and you kind of force them into the situation too, because I could be doing all of this on my own, but I see they add value to what I do. You know what I'm saying? And them the type of people you gotta keep around. You know what I'm saying? So when you ask me, I feel like sky's the limit. I had a 5-year plan once I sat there and worked it out, and we ain't even 3 yet. So I'm just excited for year 3. I'm excited for year 4. I'm excited for year 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's every day I sit there and pinch myself and be like, yo, what are you doing? And every time I'm in another meeting, like, I can't believe I just did this, and I'm still in awe, bro. I really am. That's a great question.
Go ahead.
To piggyback what he was saying. First of all, I'm Clutch, one of the owners of SSWI Game Nation, and like he said, we just came together as 2 different orgs, and we've been cool for a long time, and just decided to branch this together and help each other out as far as within our communities to bring these kids a better esport exposure. You know what I'm saying? So like, to answer your question about the esports as far as in general, like that was like, I'm 33 years old. I'm considered an old head in the community.
Yes, sir.
But like, going to college, that wasn't,
I'm 37.
going to college, that wasn't even a field, and that's a field now to go to school for esports. And like I was telling you in the green room, like 3 to 5 years from now, everyone will know esports. Like it's only a very few that know about esports. And like I said, I know Doc's going to get with the kids and get into those programs and educational programs, and we would like to too. Like, I would like to come to the Southern University, see what they talking about as far as that. And you know,
There's a door over here.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming. What you mean? We pulling up. Matter of fact, we pulling up. So you know what I'm saying? Get me approved on the list because I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? I'm on man for real.
But we also did an event back in a couple years ago for the pro-am community. We held an event in Cali. 5K pro-am tournament, and 8 out of those 10 players got drafted there. So like we know what it takes to to build up from the ground up and put on these tournaments and things like that and that nature. And I also had a call. He's in the Call of Duty community. Took those boys and they won 15K in Miami. So like that next step for us is going for those kids. Be able to see what they learn, what they know about gaming and try to teach them more, just like how you're doing right now, which I feel like that's amazing, man. Like, that's the next step for us as well. I definitely want to go that route.
Boy, that's in the trenches, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm saying that, but it's actually needed. You know what I'm saying? Because, if I'm being honest, because, I started my little brand in the 2K community now, man. But, like, when I went, first, like, being in Dallas and, like, seeing it in person, because I always saw it virtually. Yeah. I saw how Doc came in the room and was moving. I was like, that's what I want. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's familiar to me. But then I saw the other side of the coin, too. I'm like, there's still some development need to be had, man.
Yeah. Especially in that field,
and when you just being transparent, I ain't gonna call no names. You talk to some industry guys, they gonna tell you the same thing. So my thing is, from the jump, I always pre-pipeline. So how do we develop that professional pipeline? How do we develop the mindset?
Yep.
Like, hey, these are your expectations. If you don't meet them, you're not going.
You're not going. Right.
I want to piggyback on.
Go ahead.
I want to piggyback off that real quick. So I'm gonna speak from my perspective, right? So, Dot introduced me and all that. My game attack is Verse on Twitter. You can find me at Lavelle Cole, any other platform, Lavelle Cole, right? So,
Verse the GOAT.
So with the 2K community, right? Like it's not a bad thing. I'm 27 years old, so I've been playing 2K since like Dreamcast, right? Before like Pro-Am and shout out to all the leagues, UPA, MPBA, WR, ADBA. I respect all of these orders. Before all of this existed, like I was doing competitive 2K. It was called crew mode.
In the trenches.
In the trenches. So and I say that to say this: the foundation was built then, and people have to acknowledge that and understand. And it's people may see this and be like, "Oh, he's just doing that to blow it by himself." No, I'm speaking about the foundation that is built and how far Pro-Am and how far esports has come for our community.
Yes.
So when you come down, when you start like really like dating back, and I could go off the top of my head and name names, and you gonna be like, "Oh, he been around that long? This little kid." I knew Ramo when he was a little kid. I knew Fad, Compete, Lottie, A-Rooks, all these guys was like teenagers. I'm talking about 12, 13, 14 years old. Fad, Arsenal. I could 13, 14 years old. So when I come into the community and don't get it twisted, I still got it. I'm still like that on the sticks. But I'm seeing it, and they know it. They know it. A lot of people may not give me credit, but they know. But when I see the young ones coming in, and I see what they're doing, like Spin, Johnny Red, Benzo, and they're going crazy. And I sit down, and I look at it, I be telling them, I'm like, yo, like, you like that, but you gotta get this. Like, you like that, but you gotta get this.
That's right.
Right, and outside of their skill, I sit down and I tell them, like, we had a conversation the other day, just like in general, like, we get in parties and stuff, and then I'll break down certain things. So, there's certain things that you have to recognize if you're really about to take this stuff serious. And what I mean by that, I don't mean just about having 2K League aspirations. I'm talking about the product of what you represent as an individual.
Exactly, bro.
Product as what you represent as an individual, because you could go to the 2K League, like you said earlier, and do 1 or 2 years, and at the end of the day, you have to figure out what's next. The last episode that we had spoke about with Famous, he said, what happens when the league is finished? If the league was to end today, you're gonna have over maybe 200 people that don't have jobs, right?
Real talk.
What do you do after that? Because if people don't respect you as a product, or people don't respect your character as a person, and you don't stand for anything, you have no platform. And you can't rely on people to provide your platform if they don't see you to fit in that realm.
Absolutely.
What we're creating here is a platform that we had to therefore figure out what puzzle pieces fit.
Right.
And if you don't fit that, and the reality of the situation is, in business, you build and nurture assets, right? Doc, immaculate as a unit. That man is a complete unit. SSWI, complete unit.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a complete outside of the 2K world. I have crazy connections just because of how I carry myself as a person and the business relationships that I've built. But in hindsight, people have to focus on the bigger picture. And that's what we're achieving here. Doc know what he's capable of. SSWI know what he's capable of. You know what you're capable of. I know what I'm capable of. But at the end of the day, we can't let pride or greed get in the way of understanding that it is more to gain, and it's more than just ourselves. It is more essentially. It's essentially more than even just the 2K community.
It's a servant position, man. Like, if you don't have a servant heart and a servant spirit about yourself, you're in the wrong game, man. You're in the wrong profession.
You have to understand and respect the aspect of being selfless. And I don't mean, I tell people all the time, it's a thin line between risk, sacrifice. I'm not telling anybody just go out here and just sacrifice this or put this at risk, because like we all know, it takes a lot to just run a org. It takes a lot to lead a team. It takes a lot to put yourself in certain positions, because you're going to lose. You are going to lose.
You got to have a big heart, man.
You are going to lose. But if you understand that those are battles that you're losing and not the war, and game plan right, and you know what needs to come afterwards and plan for what needs to come afterwards, then we on to the right scale, because we only got footprints in the game right now.
That's right.
We at level 2, level 3. We trying to make a sky tower.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, man, like esports is a building. I mean, I just know esports is $1 billion business, and we only getting a small percentage of it at this point. And right now it's our representation in the community is still low as well. Like most of the big time streamers and whatnot, don't always look like us as far as the people that's the esports, as far as like League of Legends, CSGO, Call of Duty. Those are
League of Legends,
those are huge.
All the tops,
those are huge. You know what I'm saying? Markets that we kind of untapped in. We kind of focusing in on the sports that we play, that we do traditionally, with Madden and 2K and those, and that's what I'm here to kind of teach and help kids get out of their comfort zone. One of the things that I want to work on when I start my program here in a couple months, with the first high school that I got on my list is, and one of the things that I want you to talk about, Chris, is how you use the one platform to build into the other platforms, and then now because that's what I'm doing. I'm shooting my pilot at the one school, but the non-for-profit that I'm actually working for, that's running the after school programs, they tied to 8 different middle schools and 8 different high schools. So once I start at one, I'm gonna tap into every high school, and then once I get everybody going, I'm gonna have them build their own unit. We're gonna start our own league where these 8 schools are gonna be battling each other. So now we got the camaraderie. Of course, I already got the clothing deal already in place. So now these kids are gonna be able to have their brand, their name, everything on the back of their jerseys when they come into school. Now they're gonna be battling against their play other schools and they within their district, similar to what they do in basketball. They already battling each other in basketball. They already doing it in football. Why not do it in esports as well? And it's kind of an untapped market. So I want you to talk about how you leverage that.
Man, I think just having proof of concept. You know what I'm saying? Like, all it took was one kid. And so you push. I'm talking about when you find that one kid, and whatever high school, middle school, you put everything that you have behind that one kid. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is one. So now you have that same student going around with the fly jersey to your point, Doc, with the fly hoodie.
Yeah.
He got the bling on his hand.
Yeah.
He on the news. Interviews.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Man, he got the same response that football get.
You know?
You know what I'm saying? And he got the bag.
Right. And he took their money. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, hold on. Wait a minute, man. Like, hold up, Mom. Look. Man, I'm about to go grind now. You know what I'm saying? And then you start with something that they're familiar with. I had to start with 2K and Madden.
Yep.
You know, now I got 2 Rocket League teams, man. They undefeated right now. Like on the high school side. So like, you know, my collegiate program, you know, they in the league right now, man, with some, you know, PWIs, you know, with some white colleges. Like, I'm not just sticking my students just in, you know, black leagues, man, or HBCU leagues just because we are HBCU, and it's not a hate thing.
Right.
But I want to show proof of concept. If we train, if we go in the lab and cook up, we can compete with the best of them, man, and we can win. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, to Doc's point, like, what's an all black Valorant team gonna look like that's cooking? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I don't know what that look like. I don't know what that look like.
But it's coming, though.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like, that's the way we gotta start thinking. Like, you know, to my Discord comment, it's like we gotta once I build a space up, like I'm gonna invite the community, man. Hey, man, we're gonna have a mouse and keyboard training. Straight up, like it's the simple things like that need to be done so we can catch up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So once we catch up, hey, man, I would love to like go back to my university and say, look, Tyrone over there, man, we go ahead and give him a full ride because he a beast in Valley.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna start, you know, doing signing days. Like, I got 2 kids on my Rocket League team right now that's at the laboratory school that said, Coach, man, we ain't going out of state. We want to go right across the street. We're gonna do a signing day. Hell yeah, we're doing a signing day. And hell yeah, you're gonna put this esports cap on. And you're going to walk your behind right across the street, and we're going to get back to work just like we did at this high school.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. Ain't it, bro? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
man.
They got to see it, though.
All for esports.
They got to see it.
Though.
Yeah.
It's cool that we talking about it, but once I execute it and they see it, then it changes the conversation. Now I can sit down with moms or dad or grandpa and be like, look, your son's sitting on a football bench. He ain't really playing. Might as well come over here and do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna learn the same thing. He gonna learn teamwork. He gonna learn conversation.
It's different. It's different.
He gonna learn the soft skills.
Camaraderie. You know what I'm saying?
It's different when it's in front of your face, and I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
When it comes down to like not just esports, just the tech field, because the tech field is so complex and it's hard for people to comprehend until you sit them down and make it make sense. When you show them the numbers, you make it make sense. You see where they plug and fit to everyday life. Then they start to recollect and say, "Oh, now I see how valuable this is." You know what I'm saying? And I'll put it like this: like you and Doc made the perfect examples. Doc went to multiple schools. He's trying to bridge them together. That's a complex. He's not looking to change one. He's looking to create a complex.
Yeah, man.
What you creating that complex? You're creating a complex. I know I keep on saying the bigger picture, but the bigger picture is, let's say you get 20 kids from each school. Let's say you get 30 kids from each school. 5 schools, 30 kids, that's what?
150.
Yeah. Bro, you got those kids that are a place to express themselves. They have a world to go out there and achieve what they want to achieve. They have a way that they're being mentored. They have a way that they're growing with knowledge. They have a getaway from everyday life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but they're working towards building the platform to their future.
Mm-hmm.
They already essentially working to build their resume so when they're done doing this at 25, 26, 27 years old, they can pull up their phone and be like, I'm applying to be an executive at Apple.
That's real talk, though.
I'm applying to be an executive for Google.
Yeah.
And people don't think about that until afterwards when they really see the bigger value in this, because people essentially look at this and be like, oh, we only playing video games. I learned to be, like you said, a graphic designer. I learned to know how to put together publications. I learned about the laws about copywriting and having my trademark. I learned about the laws of media infringement. And those things are essential if I want to be able to start my own brand. I'm into clothing, right?
Yep.
And I've been gradually doing that, and just like how you put to the point, you never really put a spotlight on it that you do graphics. But because you have that skill set, that is something that will never be outdated. So
well, that's why you know about my program. That's why y'all like there's all the content.
Yeah. I love that jersey you got on too, dog. I ain't even gonna lie. Them colors hidden. Them colors hidden. You know what I'm saying? Them colors hidden.
Southern jersey for this college jersey.
Nice.
That's a college jersey.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Sector 6, man. They actually came in, man. They don't charge us to do designs, man. We get kickback. Like they been a real partner from the jump. Like,
hey, we gotta go to Louisiana, man.
Yeah, we gotta hit Baton Rouge, man. Like straight up. I'm gonna turn up with you too. My team travel. We travel well too. So I know you saw us in Dallas.
I saw.
Yeah, we travel well. So I'm with it.
It remind me of Death Row.
I try not to run it like that, man. I'm trying to.
Like Club came in with boxes. I'm like, man.
I know.
Yeah.
You ain't never seen the esports team pull up a ski mask on.
Yeah, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man. You know, hey.
I ain't saying nothing. I just sit back in the corner.
Hey, yeah.
You see a whole team walk through there with a ski mask on. You know how intimidating
Hey, Doc, you said you had to get into the hotel, and they like, what's this?
Yeah, like, what's this? Like, yeah, like, they, you know, and then people see me in full uniform, and I got kids like, yo, who are you? Like, giving out my business cards. You know, I walk through the building screaming, the champ is here. You know what I'm saying? I'm very intimidating, but that's on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm excited about with this opportunity at Southern, bro, because, bro, I can't wait till this room done and we streaming and I bring in pieces of the marching band or I bring in dancers.
Ooh.
Like, I'm about to bring the culture, man.
Hey,
like,
man, let me do some video edits for you, man. Let me do some editing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to turn up with the marching band, boy. That's going to be lit.
Man, like, I want to do that type of stuff. And to Clutch's point, like, man, I'm having them discussions, like, with your EAs and your Googles, like, look, man, we've done education the wrong goddamn way. It's boring, the kids don't like it, it's not interactive. So my point is, like, when I talk to industry, bro, I'm like, hey, man, for once, I want to bring y'all into the fold. You tell me what you want out of your next workforce for the next 5 to 10 years. Let's have that discussion, and let's build something together that these kids gonna enjoy and get a skill set out of, man, because, like, even now, man, my conversations is, hey, Chris, man, we're gonna, like, when we hire African Americans or minorities, they have the paper, they have the book knowledge, but it's not what we're looking for on the job. So tell me what you want on the job.
Right.
I think you bring up a good point with how kids learn, right? Because when you even if you break down learning in its purest form, right? Learning in its purest form coming from let's say a kid that's 3 or 4, they learn everything through music. You know, so like when you sing in the ABCs, you singing all of these different things, and then for like music to slowly be moved away from the classroom was so harmful. You know, things being removed from like recess, and even some schools are removing gym. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really practice on your athleticism while you in class no more. So when we slowly remove things, it's up to us, the people who went through it and understand what we seeing, not to slowly bring things back. And that's why I feel like I can be a beacon of hope for the younger generation and for generations. You know, I always say Fire Six Gaming is my 5-year-old. My daughter, this is her company. She gonna run this one day. I'm gonna be an old man, and she gonna be the CEO and be running everything for me. So I'm building the legacy for her to be able to, you know, not have to work when she turned 18 and not have to go and fight for a job somewhere where everything could be built for her. And that's that pipeline that I know you're doing where, you know, like for you saying signing day, that's something that I look forward to doing. And it might be in year 4, year 5, but that's something that I look forward to doing where I'm flying out, you know, to go sign people, and we having a big to do about it. You know what I'm saying? And they got the desk and they putting on their hat. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, man, like, Southern has a foundation, man. They really supporting what I'm doing. So I just fell out of grant, man. I just pray to God they accept my grant because it's going to give me scholarship money. Like, man, for me to fly into somebody's living room and have a conversation with them and say, look, man, come to Southern, man, to play games. I got you.
Yeah, and I got you, man. That's
right.
That's real, bro.
Like you said, bro. We all understand the bigger picture. It's just about getting that out there to, you know, those parents and those, you know, guardians, so they can understand what's going on, what's really going on in the esports field. And then to piggyback what you were saying about, you know, these schools is like, you know, it's just becoming like, I wouldn't say boring, but it's, you know, it's just becoming repetitive now. Like, I'm just thinking like, I'm just thinking like the bigger picture. Like, what if it was some type of activity where you can do it with gaming? You know, maybe once a week where you don't have to read Julius Caesar. You can actually
play
something
it.
with the game. You know,
or that's true, man.
I got a Microsoft certified course called Gaming Concept. It's 20 minutes of lecture, 20 minutes of gameplay, and then 20 minutes of reflection. So, going to the topic of the day, we play. You have a goal set. Every kid keeps a binder. They do meal charts, what they eat, what they eating, sleeping chart, water intake, and then it's execution of what the goal set was for the particular game or whatever the subject was for the day. At the end of the course, you got a whole portfolio to go to a college coach and say, look, this is what I've been doing. And these are my rankings and whatever said game it is.
So
this is my resume.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's key, bro.
That's dope, bro. Key. And like I'm trying to do innovative things as well. Like we working with our pro-am team. I'm working with trying to provide them like with virtual playbooks where I can do it where it's just a YouTube video that they can watch. I create the YouTube video and now they can watch versus having to sit there and go, you know how it is watching film. You play traditional sports and whatnot. Everybody ain't really their thing because every kid learns differently. Some are more audio, some are more hands-on, you know. So it's like being able to get them something that they do. They love watching highlights and they love. So it's like teaching hands-on. So that's something me and Clutch was working on when we first brought him in. So it's like the innovation that you're doing with being able to create new opportunities. So talk to me more about when you right now you got the 60,000 and you built out. What is this the room that you building out now? Or is
at the high school
that was the one at the high school? That's done, right? Okay. Talk to me about that. Like what came of that when COVID hit? You went to the Rolodex, you went and got your nose, you went and got your couple yeses, and you raised your money. Give me an idea of what that was like, what impact that new room had on the high school with kids, because you had your core, I'm pretty sure you had your core group of kids, but how did that expand your audience once the other kids came and peeked in there like, yo, what y'all doing in there? Like, we got like...
It's that reaction, but I had a moment today.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get in the truck, and man, boy, I almost started tearing up, but my daughter was with me, so I had to hold it. So, man, little sixth grader, man, came up to me. I can't even remember the kid's name, man, but I was on the way out because my wife had a doctor's appointment today, man. He chased me down like I could hear the footsteps. Hey, you Coach Turner, man? And I'm like, yeah, man, how old are you? Because he's a little guy, man. You know, I'm such age, man. I'm in sixth grade. Like, can I pay my esports fee? And I only charge $10, man.
Okay.
And that's for like snacks and stuff like that when we do game nights or like if it's game day, I can go get some grub for him.
Yeah.
And so, skin in the game. That's what my director called it, man. But man, he was shaking, man. I'm like, man, what's wrong, man? He's like, man, I came here to play. Like this is my first year here, man. I hadn't saw you all school year. I'm like, you came here to play. He was like, yeah, I want to be on one of your teams. And I was like, I had a moment, man. I said, hey, bro, I'm on the way out. Please find me Monday so we can discuss like what games you played. Like, and so his math teacher is walking up, and she was like, yo, he been asking stop where your room was, you know, because I have two different rooms on campus. I'm in between the esports room and the art room. So
okay.
He's been missing me, man. And she was like, yo, he's starstruck. You know, so picture a fifth grader in the last 3 years watching me on television, watching, you know, who's winning, who's not winning in the program, looking at that room that we got done, and Mama, I want to go there.
Right.
I want to play there. And him running up to me today, I was like, yo, it's dope. Like,
that's dope, bro.
That's a highlight moment. Now, you know, the natural reactions to the room, man, is what you said. Like, yo, like, man, I didn't even know this was in here. Because we kind of keep it on lock, man, unless we in there practicing. And so, due to COVID, I haven't had too many spectators in there yet. But I have, like, spectators sitting in that room. They have 60-inch TVs for viewing, for the parents to come in. We got LED lights. We got the whole nine, man. We got the trophies on display. But I hadn't had that full feel yet, man. But for the ones that know it's there, like the gamers, especially on campus, man, they know it's there, and they lit about it, man.
That's dope.
So, you know, the announcement that was made about Southern Law and Esports Supply, that room is probably, if I was to guess, I'm probably going to be finished with that room probably around February or March.
Okay.
And that's going to be, that room is located on the undergraduate campus inside the Union, man.
Nice, inside the Union, so that's going to be,
woo!
That's going to be lit. Now, do you have partners that's not, if your primary focus now is on the college with Southern and building that out, who do you have running the show for you at the high school in your absence, or are the kids, you got the kids to the point where it's kind of like a well-oiled machine and they still running everything while you gone?
Yeah, man, you know, it's funny, man, because, you know, I've been missing a few days, so they real disciplined, man. They run practice. They know what I'm looking for. We watch film just like y'all do.
Okay.
I don't have anybody, man. Like, a lot of people don't understand. Like, man, thank God, man, shout out to my wife. Because my wife really don't understand what esports is, but she's supporting the hell out of me, man.
That's dope.
And she don't get the roses that she normally get, man.
She will. He will.
Yeah.
He will.
So those fans appreciate it, man.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, but like, you know, yeah, man, a lot of times it's just me, man. Like I said, man, earlier, it's a servant's heart. But like, if you ain't in it to build that pipeline or to build, you know, I always say to myself, man, what would little Chris want in an esports program at a school? And what would dope? Like, that's the whole reason why I got the jerseys and the hoodies, and, you know, we got rings and, you know, swag. And, you know, I made sure all my kids got keyboards. Like, we got a keyboard partner. We got a mouse pad partner. Like, you know, everything that like that would do a Call of Duty team would do.
Right.
I'm trying to do it for my kid, and to be real with you, it's an easier sell. Like I go in, like especially like man, because you gotta imagine, George Floyd happened when we was in COVID too. So I was going to meetings. I'm like, hey man, we 100% black.
Yeah,
The college is probably close to that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, talk that talk. Don't just put it in the post.
Right.
Help over here.
Yeah.
You gotta walk the walk. You gotta walk the walk.
Like,
Yeah.
and check the school board and the resume. I put in the work, so it ain't like you just dumping some money somewhere and you don't know what's gonna go on.
Yeah.
Now, taking a gamble is something that's guaranteed. And I feel like that's very important. It's something very important within our community and what we're working towards. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No.
It's something
it's something, like you said, it's something tangible, man, and that we can work towards, man. And I'll say this, and I'll let you speak, man. Like to y'all's point earlier, how do you create other opportunities? Now, what we didn't go to yet, I could solve for Generation Esports, man. So I went over there and made a 5v5 program league for high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I did.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. And I'm doing gaming casts for the Dallas Mavericks too, man. So I'm all about touching the youth, man, and kind of going into full development, man. I ain't playing about that.
I love it.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
I love it, bro. Can you speak on? I want to make sure that I highlight that you up for this award, man. Let's talk more about this award, bro. Like I voted for you and everything, man. Like I'm excited about it, bro. Like
I did too, bro. I put in my vote.
You know what's so crazy, man? Like you do the work and you don't know who's paying attention. It's hard, like, cause I'm not a guy that I'm looking at every post and I'm trying to see how many likes I got, how many people I reach.
Same
I'm not doing analytics like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm too busy trying to run the program. Right. And so the background story to that is like, man, I'm trying to get my weeks right, man. I think it got announced last week, so the Saturday before last, they follow my Twitter account. I'm like, that's weird, man. Maybe they just going around adding people on.
I be the same way. It be them weird follows, bro. You be like, yo, why did this company just follow me, bro? Like, man, like.
I'm like, whatever, man. And so, a friend of mine, give his name away. He was like, yo, man, we think, you about to get an esports award. And I'm like, man, what you talking about? Like, let me know if I need to get a ticket to Darlington, man, because I'll get one. I'll get one if y'all about to do this, man. And so somebody else sent me a link to the collegiate council. And so I go on the collegiate council, bro, and it's 12 members, my peers. I know 7 or 8 of them. I'm like, oh, snap. So I'm just sitting there chilling. I'm not saying nothing, not getting too excited. So let me finish my work day. Midway through my work day, man, I get a DM and say, hey, man, you need to go watch Twitch at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time because we're announcing the Collegiate Ambassador of the Year nominees, and we hope you like it.
Oh, wow.
Go.
I know you like, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, all right.
Like.
My first thing is, hey, babe, look, we might have to get some tickets to go to Dallas, man. I think you're about to nominate me for this thing. For the community that don't know though, Esports Awards is a big deal. It's like winning a Grammy or Oscar.
Yes, sir. It's huge.
And, it's huge, man. And so everybody's in that room from top tier professionals and owners all the way down. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's a good feeling to get nominated, man. I don't know if I'm gonna win, man, but
hey,
I really hope you win it, bro.
We really hope, bro. You in the mix, man.
Please go vote.
Go vote, man.
Go vote. Watching this stream, please go vote.
Please go vote.
Please.
Go.
Not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Today.
Right now.
Real, man.
What are you doing right now? Like the guy say, what are you doing right now? You're not doing nothing. Go vote.
And just to be clear, African American perspective, I think it's only like 4 of us on that page.
Yeah.
And I'm a girl dad. Let me say this too.
Hey, me too.
They gotta do better, man. Ain't no women on that page at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
They gotta rep, man. And I don't want no separate category either, man. Put them women where they supposed to be.
I love it.
Right.
You know.
I love it.
But it's still an honor, man. Like they sending me out swag and special all kind of stuff, man. Like you should see the emails I'm getting from that, man. But it's an honor, man.
I love it, bro.
That people pay attention to what I was doing, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm getting it out the mud, man. Like, let's be clear, my college ain't writing no checks. I pay for a lot of stuff out of pocket. Like I'm depending on industry and fundraisers, man.
Yeah, man. And I know I'm looking at this like because when I know some of the people behind the esports program at Ohio State, that's coming. Like I know some. I know one of the guys who one of my best friends is in Ohio, and he works with doing graphics. You know, we do graphics, so he does graphics for the guy who runs the Ohio State program, and he's super interested in Fire Sticks gaming. Like, man, like, and I think that's so funny. I'm like, bro, you run the program at Ohio State. How am I intriguing to you? Like, you got full funding, facilities, everything. Like, it's just
it's the back end conversations that you're not privy to, and we can only build that with y'all, man. We can't build that nowhere else, man.
That's true.
What I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just love, man. Like this is one of the few communities, man, where, you know, not saying that it's not toxic, man, but ever since I've been in esports, it's been all love, man. Like the last, 3 years, man, I studied the game probably 2 years before I activated, but the last 2 years, man, it's been all love for me. And if I have any haters, I'm too busy to see them.
I know that's right, and that's how I feel, man. You got to get to a point where you handling your business and you keeping your eyes on the prize, and I think that's where you stand out and you locked in, because a lot of the stuff, I don't see you interact like you. I know you dialed in. You know what I'm saying? After knowing you and getting to know you and watching how you move on social media, I know you dialed in. Like you said, you short-staffed, and my wife do a lot for me when it come to helping me with Fire Sticks Gaming. She helped with the personnel. She helped with, she's basically like my HR. You know what I'm saying? She helped me with the players. She watching these streams with me. She at every event. I took her to New York with me to the 2K League. Took my daughter with me. She was 2 at the time. Took my daughter with me to Dallas and my wife with me. So my family go everywhere with me. More than likely, they're going to be in Vegas with me because it's hands-on. This is literally a family-run company, man. And it's important that people understand that aspect of it, of you only being one person, but you can make noise being one person. You can make an impact in your community and build off things that you know and leverage your information, because your information is valuable when it comes to the bigger scheme of things. And that's why I said when the guy from Ohio State is intrigued by me, I'm like, wow, like, and I understand his program and what he's doing, and I'm like, wow, like when they had that conversation, I'm like, this is dope, and just keep me in the mix, you know what I'm saying? So that leads me to my next question for you is, how do you right now with what you're doing with Southern, you finna be in the middle of the union, how do you navigate between the amount of people that you got in your program now, you building up, and you kind of like, I know you go through some of the same things that I go with Fire Sticks, where you got your core group of people right now that you want to see win and that you want to see succeed, but then by things moving so fast and you growing so rapidly, how do you navigate the waters of bringing in new people and making sure that they get the special attention and the love? Because I noticed as I grew in Fire Sticks, I'm only one person. I can't be everywhere to make sure everybody get that equal love. How do you navigate through that, especially dealing on a college level where people are looking for the next outlet while they in school learning, working on their degree, and then now they looking for something to build on?
Man, for me, it's all about building that full ecosystem. And, we said pipeline before, man, but I'm serious about that. And so, for me, man, I have, especially especially with my college program, because my high school program is small. Like I just told you, the whole school 350. Like
Right,
I
yeah.
might have maybe 100 plus high school, maybe the same thing in middle school, right? And so, you know, everybody knows everybody on the high school campus. It's different at the collegiate campus. So what I did was I created what I call my inner circle.
Yep.
So we do one meeting a month. On that call, I have my president, vice president. I have my community manager, and these are all students, by the way.
Nice.
And you know, you mentioned Ohio, man. I'm like I said, I'm praying, man, that the foundation gives me this grant so I can take care of them, man, because they really want to see this thing work. My community manager, man, she's not even a gamer. She understands community, though.
And that's wonderful.
You know what I'm saying? And that's wonderful, bro. Young black sister, like she's about to graduate this year. She, you know, I think I posted on my LinkedIn, man. She got like 4 job offers, man. She's like, man, coach, I'm not even about to graduate. I said, nah, but I got to put you out there now because I don't want you out there floating.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's wonderful.
You know, in that group, what I call captains, I got my Apex captain, my Fortnite captain, Madden 2K, Rocket League. Some of them play competitive, some of them don't. But we focus on, hey man, what is the schedule for competitive? Let's make sure we execute that, make sure we get graphics out, make sure we support, retweet. And then from a community aspect, you know, hey man, we might not have any competitive Smash players, but let's go ahead and do a game day. You know, on campus somewhere. And it's kind of hard because of COVID, but you know, how can we meet in Discord, or how can we meet in a lobby of a dorm and just have that element on campus where we always seen, man. We always, you know, I had a freshman hit me up about 3 days ago, bro. She fresh on the campus. I'm talking about, man, this young lady looked like she old enough to be my daughter. Like, when I saw her, she was like one of my daughters, man. I'm like, yo, man, you, I said, man, how old are you? I said, man, I'm a freshman. I'm like, man, I play League of Legends. Great. You my League of Legends captain, man. I don't give a doggone if you play competitive, but you're going to build a League of Legends community on this campus in the next 4 years. You want to be involved, that's your role.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I approach it, man. Mind you, you know, you know, it's hard, man, to get them to get on Discord, but we have a group meet. You know, we've been, since September 20th to now, we've been able to grow that to like 200 students in a group. So it's popping like all night. Hey man, who playing Madden? Who wanna run this? Who wanna run that? And it's great to see that. You know, but I know, you know, my goal set is, man, to be the biggest org on campus.
That's dope.
On campus. And so with that, you know, I'm in a hard predicament right now, that like my core group is almost all seniors. So I gotta reach down to the freshmen and try to weed through like who's serious about community, who's serious, because we got 4 pillars: community, careers, competition, health, and wellness. So who's serious about one of those 4 pillars, or all 4 of them, how we could put them in a circle and let these seniors teach these freshmen how to actually run it to the standard that I'm used to. Cause that core group has been with me like a year and a half, man. And it's gonna be hard to replace them. I'm gonna miss the hell out of some of them.
I know that's right.
They make my job easier, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to say that the university is not really fully supporting the program like it should, man, they been my backbone, bro. Like that, my inner circle and my wife, hands down, man. Like, you know, cause I can easily get burnt out, man. Cause I'm running middle school, high school, and collegiate, and I'm about to get ready to go out into the community and service the community from on the law center side. So, you know, but I do a little spiritual, man. I just feel like I'm in divine assignment on this one, bro. I feel like,
that's amazing.
Cause man, every time I take one step, God take 3 from me, man. I'm like, man, I'm
that's
on
right.
track, then.
And I feel the same way, man, because a lot of times people don't understand that hard work. And when you do so many things, like you said, with being able to Like I look at myself like doing so many different things, like, you know, and then trying to get back to the community as well. It's like you get pulled in so many different directions. So that support system for yourself is extremely important. And that's what I found out for myself. Like, you know, I needed a support system because I was doing all the heavy lifting. I'm doing everything, and then it's like I was kind of not allowing my blessings to kind of come to fruition because I was trying to do too much. I couldn't make every meeting. I couldn't be everywhere I needed to be. So I started delegating tasks and started bringing in more people to actually help me do what I do best and making people run captains and same way what you was doing. And then now I'm able to see, I can oversee everything versus having to put in actual all of the leg work in the you know, behind it. That's, I think a lot of people don't understand.
I'm glad you said that, man, because right now, man, so I started my program team. It's called Go Play.
Mm-hmm.
So they watching right now, man. I know I ain't been at practice all week, man, but look, I love y'all, man. And I got to be hands-on with them to get the rocket ship off the ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I think they know strategically where I am, man, and I'm going to push them hard, man. But, yeah, man, and we're gonna chop it up about that off air. But you know, I'm ready to get into that too, man. And I know I got a lot on my plate, but I just want to create opportunities for our people, man.
Yeah.
And I see them; they wide open.
Yeah.
They wide open right now, man.
I feel the same way, man, and that's why we been getting. I'm going through a new recruiting process right now. I got boys out here. They got till November 1st to complete all of their tasks amongst my new recruiting process because I mean I got a big heart, you know, and I think having a big heart, I was bringing in all my friends and all my family, everybody who, you know, kind of wanted to be a part of it. Really didn't get no pushback. But with that said, it kind of allowed people to be complacent. They already know they are part of something. They kind of attached to me, so that gives them room to slack off and not really continue to push how I need you to push. Because I think what a lot of people miss out on is when you building a brand, and like let's say you got people that's in their year one, we still need you in year 3 because now we bigger. The sponsors is watching and everybody's watching. All of the things that I built is actually watching now. So I need you actually hands on like you was in the beginning. I don't need you to just be comfortable like, oh well, Dada, I know I'm good with this, and it's like, nah, I need you to be extremely happy in this situation and continue to be happy because now I got all of the eyes on it and I need my numbers. I got a ton of people from right now in the stream that's, you know, all of my team. You know, shout out to everybody in the stream. Shout out to Goat, shout out to Tay, shout out to Swan, shout out to Tip, shout out to Kristen, shout out to Knox, shout out to Thermy, shout out to who else? Florida, shout out to Works, shout out to Chrome, shout out to Dusty, shout out Lord, shout out, oh, that's Fleece, shout out to Fleezus, man, shout out to Jaden. Shout out to I didn't even know everybody was in here, man. So I'm proud of everybody for checking in. Shout out to Wavy, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Guap. Shout out to you know. So that's what I'm saying. So you know, it's dope to have, you know what I'm saying, everybody who you know, just a part of the Fire Sticks game and still supporting. Because one day, I tell them, if you don't support me when I'm doing this or I'm interviewing big people, or I'm bringing people on that introduce them to y'all, it's gonna be you might be on the show one day. You know, I might be introducing something that you're doing. So I really need you to stay focused and on what you're doing, and it's really gonna help us in the long run. Shout out to Lesser Evil, my Apex captain, just pulled up. You know what I'm saying? So it's little things. So I love it. I wanted to have you on because you're already doing something I'm in the process of starting. You know, and as you know, I know you know how hard it is especially with COVID, to get into these schools right now. The process that I'm going through right now to get into CPS is crazy with getting everything with my business insurance and my fingerprints and all of these different forms I gotta fill out and all of these all of this paperwork, and then all of the paperwork is delayed because of COVID and taking it. So I'm fighting through the paperwork aspect of it right now so I can be great. You know what I'm saying? And then I got some good brothers that just donated me 2 PlayStations. So right now I'm gonna be starting my program with 3 Xboxes and 3 PlayStations. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm working on getting 2 more monitors to be able to support it. So I'm slowly building, while I'm going through the paperwork phase, I'm building out what I can do, all of the things that I can take care of while I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing, man. That's why I wanted to kind of pick your brain and learn more about how your journey was, because I see myself on a similar journey coming soon. You know what I'm saying? And with that said, I'm excited to put people in place and promote people, and I'm hoping that my college kids that's in college take what Fire Sticks Gaming is doing seriously, because I'm gonna need you to reach back once you get your degree and try to come work on and be in the books, and I need you to come try to be the manager and try to so it's impossible to do it alone. So I'm hoping that people want to build on this brand and reach back. You know what I'm saying? So
the biggest thing that sticks out to me is the fact that we are surrounding ourselves with not only supporters of people that understand our mission overall, but people that are just wholeheartedly genuine and understands like what we all can achieve, and overall how life changing this can be. Not only us or people that we're in this journey with, but people on the outside that are looking to create this type of landscape for themselves. And I feel like that's like really, really big. Like it's really, really big for the fact that the consistency behind it and the support and the people that are out there that need to hear this type of message or need to see this type of motivation behind it. Because people that are trying to cultivate this and they don't have the dialogue that we have, they don't have the outreach that we have. In fact, that we have this is a blessing. And you're going through your trials of getting stuff done, and it's rough, COVID, getting all that stuff taken care of, and it's slower. It's slowing down the process, and I know it's stressful, but at the same time, like how you said, you make one step and then God take 2, 3 more steps for you without you even knowing.
Yeah.
It's because you already manifested those things, and because you surround yourself with the right people around you that genuinely understand what you're trying to achieve and what we're trying to achieve overall, it's coming to fruition. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to make it a religious thing. It's just when you're a good person.
That's what it is. Yeah.
When you're a good person and you know what you stand for, and you out there putting yourself in a situation to where like you putting people in position that don't know what they're in position for, and they take into what you already see them to be. That's big, bro. And what y'all doing, what you not doing, what SSWI doing, what Gold Play ES is doing. A lot of people, they don't understand how big it is, but down the line when they do, they'll see it and say, wow. And that's when reality sets in, and they're at a certain point in their life and they say, you know what? I love this. I love what I'm doing right here. Mm-hmm. I gotta go be with my people, though.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I love that I'm over here making 6 figures, being a content creator. I'm gonna still make sure that my people taken care of. I'm gonna make sure that I love that certain way. I love that I've been involved with it. Like, for example, for me, like I love I'm of course I'm going for the league. Let's say I go to the league 3-4 years down the line. I love that I could come back to the community and see Jaden that supported FSG, Hype that supported FSG, multiple people that supported FSG. That I can sit down and be like, yo, even if they are in that situation, yo, let me teach you something. Let me show you this. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to get to this point. Let me show you how we could create a system, a pipeline that is essentially for us. Essentially, that could be replicated for other communities out there and people that we want to inspire. Because the highest act that we could do on this earth, public school. He over there smiling.
It's inspired.
It's
Nah,
inspired.
man, my thing is, man, like what you just described, man. A perfect example today is the Call of Duty League.
Yeah.
They did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah.
roll as a unit, even though they're separate orgs. They
Yeah.
roll as a unit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm Call of Duty, that's my baby, man. Like, so
I know.
before I was big, but I hate that, like, franchising, when they franchised Call of Duty, I was around when it was just whispers about it being fair, and then, like, when we went to Miami and we won money and we qualified for champs, then we get flown out and go to LA, and then we dominate at champs. We took 17th overall out of the top 32 teams in the world. I can't be mad at that at your first championship event, but Fire Sticks Gaming was able to get a team to champs. That's something that I would love to do again, but I can't because of franchising, so even just having that on my resume is still dope, but I miss out on that. Like, I miss, being able to put together that team and take them to great heights, you know what I'm saying? But now with franchising, it's a little different. You got to kind of work the challenger scene, and then we'll be back working the challenger scene this year when Vanguard comes out. But that was something that I really enjoyed, and I really, going to. I think people don't understand what the Miami Convention Center was huge. You got 128 teams of 5 going in there with a dream. You know what I'm saying? And then you had 32 pro teams going at it with a dream. You know what I'm saying? And then the top 16 here and the top 16 pro teams all qualifying head to champs. Now you got the 32 best teams in the world going at it for the $2 million prize, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. So I just wish that I know franchising is what it is, and we'll be battling through the challenger scene, but it was just good to be able to go and qualify and show what we can do. We beat the #1 German team in the world. That's why I take pride in saying that, they won the German qualifier, where it was every team in Call of Duty team in Germany got put into the race, and then the #1 team got sent to Miami for free as the German qualifier. We saw them in the second round and sent them home. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause and I love having that. That's a long flight home.
I just want to speak on something real quick.
Yeah.
Before you do, let me say this, man.
Yeah.
I want to knock some comfort, bro. Education moves slow down.
I know. You right. Okay.
They don't move like business move.
Yeah.
And to be honest, man, shout out to my director at the high school, Bristol, man. He gave me the freedom to move like business move. Smaller school, so I ain't have all that red tape.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you don't get started to a summer pilot or something like that,
Right.
at least you got started. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. And that's one of the things that the director of the non-for-profit, she runs the Boys and Girls Club. She runs 2 different Boys and Girls Clubs, and she's the director of the non-for-profit. So all she cares about right now is me shooting my pilot, so we can get them in, so we can send the pilot to the other schools to get me into everywhere. Her goal is to spread, my message and what I'm doing for these kids and trying to help them turn pro. She wants to spread that throughout Chicago public schools because she feels like nobody understands esports in that space. Nobody understands the outlet that we can provide and the money that these kids can make. And I remember just letting her sitting here one day while I was being interviewed. When we came back from Dallas, she was here. She came to have a meeting, and we had a meeting in my stream room. And she was just excited to see how everything worked. Like, wow, you being interviewed for what you did in Dallas and this and that, and just her getting a better perspective and her being able to see it, feel it, and understand and watch my YouTube videos. Like, wow, y'all really doing it, and I think that's important to document what you're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Very
and to
important.
be able to have people to be able to see and go back and feel like, okay, that like that. So that's why I'm huge on documenting everything that we do, because it's important from people who are here now, and then it's gonna be important for people a year later to kind of see where you've been and what you're doing, and that's something. Do y'all have a YouTube that you working currently with at the high school and the collegiate level?
YouTube for the high school is up and running, man. We started streaming on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Collegiate will start when that room is done.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's just, man, dude, and I keep mentioning COVID, man, because it's a stopper, bro. Like able to go on the campus and, like, I know they got some killer videographers on that campus.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to bring them into the fold, but I hadn't been able to kind of shop and find one, man.
Got you.
But
well, you know, we always got you until you find one, and we could always help train whoever you pick. You know, so that's something that we could do for you too. Because I'm looking for, you know, people to bring in that, but it's just hard, you know, with that trust level of me teaching them the secret sauce. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you know, so you know.
And once you tell them to see if they're gonna cook it right,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Hey, we gotta come to New Orleans. Louisiana, and get some of that. I know y'all got some killer food down in Baton Rouge, bro. Man, bro. Hey, me and Clutch travel. Like, nah, we didn't bump into each other. He in Detroit, I'm in Chicago, versus out there in Grand Rapids. So we'll travel, man.
I feel bad that I didn't call you when I was in Chicago a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you just a couple weeks ago? Oh man.
I was there. Let me be transparent. I'm in Chicago about 4 or 5 times a year. Like,
nice.
The running joke in my house is you gotta get a condo in Chicago because it be hot down here, man. Like,
yeah.
It's hot right now.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Right. It was 104 degrees today.
Wow.
Oh man, you got a hoodie on, man.
Yeah, I got the hoodie on. 104. I don't even know what that life like.
Y'all don't even sweat when y'all walk 10 blocks.
No.
But it's like, so that's a running joke, but not seriously, man. I was just there for Esports something. And I was there for like 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have knew.
Right.
Yeah, we would have pulled up, man. But yeah, y'all welcome, man. We, you know, people come here and eat and don't leave, man.
I know that's right.
I was in Louisiana, and I see a lot of people there that come there and eat and just realize, like, I don't need to be nowhere else. And they stuck there. You know just as well as I know. I was all around New Orleans East, on Frenchman Street, downtown.
I heard they got some good food.
Their food is
man.
And if I'm keeping the G in the stack, I'm talking about South Louisiana, not Louisiana, different story. South Louisiana.
I know your balls out there, like where you at. It's different.
So this the invite. When I do the ribbon cutting on this room, y'all come down here. That should be crawfish season. So we ball around like March, April, May.
Okay.
June it gets too hot for crawfish, but yeah, like that's peak season.
I'm there when you cut the ribbon. I'm there. Believe that. I'm there. So I need that. Give me like a little month in advance so I can schedule everything, but I'm there. I'm there. Yeah, we'll be there.
That's the time to do it, man. And I normally do, for my program, I normally do an annual crawfish ball anyway.
Okay.
I'm with Delta, so if you give me the dates, I'll book my flight tonight.
Yeah. I'm already
please
knowing.
Go vote for him, man. Please go vote for Chris.
Yeah, please go vote for Chris, man.
Yes, y'all gonna take care of the family, man. He stands for a lot that y'all may, some may realize and some may not really reciprocate. The bigger picture. Go out there and make sure that you do the right dudes.
Can't wait till the book come out, man. Or the doc. Like,
yeah, you got a documentary coming out?
I hope, man, I want to start working on it, man, because, like, it's a lot of untold stuff. Like, all right, I'm about to give you exclusive.
Okay.
I hope Ev don't get mad at me. I ain't going to say what. But I say this, man, I was a part of a deal that y'all about to see take place.
Okay.
That is in support of UPA going to Vegas.
Okay.
Okay. That's good enough.
it's important for us to be in the rooms, man. Like, don't take for granted what your position is.
Yeah, man.
And your influence, bro, to
Yeah.
make stuff shape in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people like to just to say, oh man, we're gonna make this move just so we can have a good, you know, diversity and inclusion stuff. Nah, man, you need to go over here.
Yeah.
Because these dudes put in the work for X amount of years, man. So
And
I
love it, man. I love it. That's dope, bro.
Let me ask you a question though. So are you like? I'm pretty sure that you met Exposure, right?
Yeah.
So you did work with him and okay. I know we did some business with Danny from
Danny,
Youth League too. Yeah. So
I met him down in Dallas.
Yeah, Danny's like the homie, man. Shout out to Danny Martin. Man, Danny talk. A lot of people don't know, but I'm gonna say it in public forum, man. Me and Danny talk every day.
Nice.
I did. We did business with him, so yeah.
We just we hadn't figured out a way to do business together yet, but it's coming.
Okay, yeah. He's a cool dude. I talked to him quite a few times on the phone as well. So cool dude. Did business with him. He the one that hooked us up with those bills when we went to Cali. So you know.
Got you.
Yeah, I definitely.
But it's just it got to be more there though.
Yeah.
Like like to your point earlier, where you just gotta find the genuine people and create an ecosystem, man. Because like we ain't on that young boy stuff, man. Like them days over with, man. I ain't
that's over.
Man, I ain't trying to. I'm gonna see you and nah.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because I feel like essentially, I'm bully this. I'm pretty transparent. I feel like everybody got a family to feed and everybody fighting for something, right?
Yeah.
And as men, carry this thing called pride, and sometimes that could lead us down the wrong path. And I feel as though when you understand the severity of what's going on, no matter how comfortable you are, when you understand what's at stake about the situations that you could create for your loved ones and people that you may not even know exist. And I'm talking about the smaller fish in the pool, like people that are, trying to pursue the league, and I'm gonna use like the international players for example, right? So you have international players that are pursuing the league. You think they only have a love for 2K? No, they got family that's overseas. You have people that are here that are foreign that, I'm pretty sure they're part of your esport org or aspire to be a part of your esport org. And I'm pretty sure when they make it to a certain level, then they got money or foundations that they need to build in Africa, money or foundations that they need to build over in Europe or Asia or wherever. And, anybody could just say, oh, well, that's anybody. Everybody got something. But we don't live in their world. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So a part of you being human, you have to sit down and recollect and understand, is it really worth me trying to receive all this glorification for things that I could create by myself and struggle and then basically take food off of other people's plate? Or should I just invite U3 or U5 or U7 or U8 or U9 to this room that knows what they're doing, that could create
that's the problem.
a platform so that way we can all cultivate this ecosystem that can run on a well-oiled machine and understand that, like, you may move at 40 miles per hour. I may move at 20 miles per hour. Clutch may move at 5 miles per hour. But once you get there, you have so much more to offer and show us and expose us to. And it's a domino effect. Because then once I propel up, then I can make sure that the next person that is able to fulfill the responsibilities that I had to do can be plugged into place. And a lot of people gonna look at that like, oh, you just worried about your turn. No. It's about me understanding that in a system of business and in a system of surviving in the world that we live in today, we gotta be willing to take care of each other. Not wait for the opportunity to be like, oh, I'm the one that made sure this happened. You have to be willing and selfless to make these things happen so that way we can build going forward. Because ain't nobody gonna build for us. You get what I'm saying?
That's
I'm gonna tell you too, man. Like and what you just described, you have to know your position and know your lane.
Exactly.
You also have to
That's essential.
understand. You also have to understand, man. You might be a visionary in the space, and I'm speaking to myself on this. I might give some jewels and some dimes, knowing goddamn well I cannot execute that because my play is heavy.
Right.
I'd rather give it to somebody and let them run with it.
Yeah.
And better the space than me hold it and it don't get no better and we don't create no more opportunities for each other, man.
Yeah.
You have to know when it's for you and when it's not for you, man. And that's okay that it's not for you.
Yeah,
And
that's
you can't
true.
do it all, man.
That's true, man. I'm one of those people because I understand that I help create a lot of opportunities for others. And I don't they can't always create opportunities for me, and I'm okay with that. You know, I think a lot of times I even said not too long ago that when you're in the business of helping people, there is really no reward sometimes. But if you're in the business of helping people, the reward is seeing them do well or seeing them benefit from the information or the content or whatever it is you were able to provide for them, man. And that's what I think is dope, man. And you being at a HBCU makes it that much more better for me. Like just more to support. Like I wanna. That's why I want to get down there. I will definitely be there in March. You got me. You better pencil me in. I want to speak if I can. Like we gonna talk. Like because I want people to understand. Like you know what I'm saying. How important you are to what they doing. And how important you are, you know, and letting them know like it's people out here who getting it out the mud in this space. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you would even want me to come down, or you see what I'm saying? So it's people that's doing big things in the esports world, or even on a smaller level, they in the space existing. And I think a lot of times we don't see ourselves when we look at certain things. And I think that was some of the things that I have when I'm having phone calls with moms and dads, and I'm telling parents like, hey, I know you want your son to play traditional sports. They still can, but if he tears ACL, he ain't never going pro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if he tears ACL, I can provide something he might possibly could fall back on and things of that nature, man. So
potentially live out his dreams in another way.
In another way, man, you can still be competitive, still have that teamwork.
Shout out to he a freshman, man, Jay. I don't know if Jay watching or not, man, but Jay, man, is paralyzed, and he's in a wheelchair, man, power chair. He shared his story, man. And I'm damn sorry if you don't want me to share this, man, but he told me the other day, man, that the doctor told him he wouldn't even talk, man. So for me to like give him an opportunity to be an esports player for Southern University, bro, and him playing Madden, he actually a part of my program team for Go Play. Like he my center, man. Like you know the amount of support that I saw in the first couple of posters, and like his mom pulling me to the side, man, and saying thank you, and like, you know, seeing him light up, like,
yeah, man.
I told him, man, I said, this is your opportunity for all the naysayers and people told you that you can't do nothing, and like all the negative energy you had in your life, you take all that negative energy and you put behind this gameplay, bro, and I promise you.
Right.
You know
that means a lot, bro. That means a lot, bro. I'm
you know
telling you.
Like, I'm giving you the platform to be you. You know what I'm saying? To just shine, man. Like them small stories, bro. Like that for me, they the untold stories. You know what I'm saying? Like like to your point, that I can't wait to get a videographer so I can start highlighting some of that stuff, man. Because these kids,
man, you got one until you got one. So
you
got me until you got one, man. I'm here, bro. I mean, because I can make time for you, man, because it's quality work, and I know we gonna make a miracle happen together, man. This is what I do, you know. So
that is amazing, bro.
I'm excited. I got an eye for it, bro. And me and my team, we this is what we do. We put together movies for people, meaning like we take your idea and try to take it to the next level. So that's something I take pride in.
All his highlights is movies. Like,
Yeah, we
that's
tried.
back, bro.
He said I'm
Bro, like
familiar.
it's just like messing the business, bro. Like
I'm trying.
man need to definitely need to his staff and everything, bro. It's amazing. Not even just saying that because we partners in crime, but it's real different, real different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I really want to take it there, man, to y'all point, man. Like, you know, you telling the parents, but like I said before, it's different when you got something to show them. Like, I'll be looking at the football program, basketball program, like, oh, okay, that's a cool hype video.
Yeah,
but I ain't saw an esports video
Yeah,
yet.
you ain't let me touch it yet. Yeah, let me touch it. It's over with.
Bring it
you
to
know.
life. Bring it to life, bro.
And that's what we do, man. But I ain't gonna. You know, I didn't had you too long. I don't want to hold you too much. But one of the things I wanted to get before you left was with the program that you're building in the union that we launching in March. Where do you see that as far as like operational? How many stations are you currently launching in there? What is that gonna look like? Is that gonna be just maybe like a 10-person stage? Are we able to come there and have other esports events, or how does that work? Or is that gonna be open for everybody to come and learn? Because when I was working on we still working on it, not getting us a facility in Chicago. It's gonna be half of the time we're gonna be teaching audio engineering and how to mix and master your own music. Because you know I'm tied to music as well. We have a 3-year deal with Spirit Music Productions, and we cranking out music. We about to release another gaming related song as well. So give me an idea of what that space is gonna look like, and what you plan on achieving with that.
That space, man, is gonna be a 6-person stage.
6-person, okay.
Yeah, so that's like top of the line, high tier competitive systems. Monitors behind the stage, in front of the stage, back to your chairs. You're gonna have two other stations with like mid-tier PCs.
Okay.
You have three big monitors with like the well, I call them like the new age bean bags. They kind of like they're like seats.
Yep.
They got the bean bag bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do some contemporary seating for like and do Xbox, PS5 for all my casual players.
Okay.
And we're gonna have some VR stations in, and we plan on putting 1 to 2 races in them.
Okay, the little race kits, like those are dope. Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a space I kind of mentioned earlier where my collegiate players are gonna be able to have accessibility to, and like just being real, man, like that landmass has right at 8,000 students, and so for me, this is just one step in the direction of bringing gaming to the campus. Like I'm probably gonna have little pockets all over the place when it's over with.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So like this room here, man, to your question, it's gonna be for that collegiate team, but Southern undergraduate students as well as law center students are gonna have accessibility via card entry. So we're gonna do that and develop that programming and that time slot. But also we want to do workshops. Bringing 5-6 gaming in, or bringing in a Google and doing workshops, whether it be for teachers, whether it be for K through 12 students, whether it be for community. I see us bringing Twitch into the space and say, hey, this is a basic setup on how to do a stream. Like that's really important. Simple stuff like that.
Yeah.
Holding tournaments. Whether it be outside tournaments or in-house tournaments for people to be participating in.
That's dope.
I want it to be fully functional. And I don't see other colleges doing that. They're just doing rooms for the competitive teams and for the students on campus. And trust me, I want that to be there for those students, but man, we got a bigger mission, man, because I think a lot of people don't understand HBCUs, man, are really, if you look at them, they're really like the beacon for black communities in these cities, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
A lot of people go there to learn, to try to get skill sets, to get resources, man. and I'm in a unique situation because I have an innovation center on campus. I have a law clinic tied to the law center. So to Versus and Clutch's point earlier, we're gonna be able to help them with their branding and get trademarks, for free, man, like for a free service, like we using our law center students. And so, man, I got so much.
That's awesome.
Man,
that's
like,
awesome.
That's what's gonna be happening in that space. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. As a person who I own the trademark to Fire Six Gaming. My logo is trademarked. And that I went through that process. I fought Amazon. We went to war with Amazon for a year, man, and my lawyers won. I'm just happy that I went through my lawyer to do it versus me. And I say that all the time because I like when everything went down. I remember getting a phone call from my lawyer and him going, okay, I don't want you to freak out. And I'm like, okay, I'm freaking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as you tell somebody that, like, hey, don't freak out, he was like, but, I've been going back and forth with Amazon for the last 4 months. And I'm like, wow, like, what's wrong? He was like, I'm going to just be honest with you. They want the rights to Fire Sticks Game, and they mad that you own it. And I'm like, wow, like, what did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? And he like, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just a matter of they didn't necessarily plan on somebody coming in and trademarking Fire Sticks Gaming. They really thought that they owned the space of Fire Sticks. They wanted it to be about the little TV invention and everything, and they didn't want anything to do with gaming coming after it or anything coming after it. You know what I'm saying? So when I snuck in and snatched it, when it was available, they were able to contest it. Because, there's a contest period for your trademark. And he was able to prove in court that, this is a family-owned company and that it would be detrimental to my success as a business. It might potentially wipe me out if I had to change the name. So they went back and forth, and then they kind of came to a conclusion and kind of, Amazon presented me with an offer, and it was like, this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to let you keep it. We're going to trademark your logo. We're going to make it everything you need it to be, because at the end of the day, it's still Fire Sticks in there. And, and it was just, we went to war for about a year and 4 months, man. But, I got the certificate and everything right now, and it's just an amazing feeling. So for you to be able to offer that service for free, and then your law students being able to have those type of situations, you're helping on both ends. You helping the client, and you helping the law students. They have no idea, because when those contests come and they have to go and fight and present their case, that's, what I'm saying. But I've been dealing with my lawyer. He's been my lawyer for the last 10 years, helping me with on the music side of everything. And then when I switched over to gaming, he was all for it. He just got signed to Live Nation. So now he working with the big boys at Live Nation now. So we all, and he was also working with Interscope. So I'm just excited he's excited to see me growing, and then now I get to see him growing as well, working for Live Nation. So that having those skill sets and them doing the trademarks is really going to be beneficial for them down the line, and just helping them with that process and what happens when things go awry.
And just building that gateway to the metaverse, man, like teaching cybersecurity, crypto, NFTs, like that whole ecosystem too, man, that we not really paying attention to, man, but like, to the point earlier, bro, like that's where we heading, man. So
it is.
If I can push that in there between gameplay and everything else that comes along with gaming and esports, I'm gonna push that in there too, man.
Yeah, man. We proud of you, bro. We proud of you, man. I love what you're doing, man. Like,
I gain so much respect for you just talking to you now, bro. Like, that's a blessing, bro.
It's a blessing.
Even meet you on here,
Yeah,
so
man.
We can go to Louisiana and get some of that good food, man.
Yeah, we coming to Louisiana, man. We gonna bring the Dot and Clutch show down there too, man. So we gonna be interviewing players. I'm gonna have the cameras. Well, I don't travel nowhere without cameras. So I'm gonna have the camera. I'm gonna be wired for sound, all that. So you gonna get all that good content out of me, man. But go ahead and just anything that you wanted to say lastly, just to let the people know what you're doing and how to check you out coming up in this at Southern University and your high school, man. Shout out your high school, shout out Southern.
Southern University Laboratory School, man. You can catch us on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Rocket League team, man. That's Hbcu Esports on Twitch.
Undefeated.
Undefeated right now, man.
Champions.
I'm talking about man, let me drop that swag on that. Tuesdays is a national tournament. We undefeated at national so far. 8-week tournament. We're 2 weeks in. And Thursdays is a state tournament, man. So we got a chance to, you know what I'm saying, put 2 more rings and 2 more trophies up, man. And shout out to Troy, man, because he playing that 1v1 2K again, bro. He undefeated right now too, man, at the high school. So give him another ring and another trophy. And
shout out him.
You know, shout out to my man and my Apex and my Rocket League team over at the university, bro, and my 2K players, man. They doing their thing, man. Hopefully we can pull something off there, man. Looking forward, man, because right now, you know, due to the social distance stuff and like COVID, bro, like they got a lot of internships out of here and a lot of money on the table for these HBCU tournaments, man. And leagues, man. So it's an opportunity. Like I tell them, man, I can push opportunity to you, but y'all just gotta seize the opportunity. Like it's out here, man. And right now, our demographic is sleeping on esports right now. So you go and hit these tournaments and tear them up. So I had my man player last year. Shout out to Marco. Marco last semester won 4,100 in one semester. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. For a college kid, you like, Coach, I really don't have to work this summer. So shout out to all the Hbcu Esports teams, man. Lastly, shout out to Southern University Law Center, man, for being innovative in the space, man, and creating that institute and doing big work in that space, man. We're gonna do an esports summer. I gotta have y'all part of that, man, in a few months.
Yeah, right, man.
Hey, man, I'm with it, man.
Just let me know the time of day.
You tell me the crew, get the crew ready. We here, man. You already know, man. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. And lastly, man, like, we need more of this, man. Like, y'all coming down gonna be a blessing for me because I'm able to put some light faces, you know, in front of them, you know, and let them know that it's obtainable.
Yes, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I hope to have some good news for them. And we got some players that, you know, even shout out to my boy Mike Swan in here. You know, he playing for the Atlanta Hawks gaming right now, Hawks talent. And I'm hoping that he get retained and that we be able to show them that we got, you know, 2K League players and people that they can aspire to get to these different leagues. You got the 2K team coming, man. So we appreciate having you, man. So I definitely gonna be staying in contact with you. We're gonna talk offline and everything, man. So I want to shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all coming in, man. As we wrap up another episode of the Dot and Clutch Show, we want to give a special shout out to our guest, man. Go Play, man. You can reach him everywhere on Twitter, online at Go Play. That's GEAUXPLAYES. That's GEAUXPLAYES. So that's esports. So, hey, shout out to Go Play, man. Shout out to the whole Baton Rouge. Shout out to the HBCUs out there. Southern University, you got a new fan, man. We going to be supporting y'all esports program. We support everything Chris doing, man. That's a good brother. Shout out to him for the dope jersey, man. I thought I usually be the only one in here with dope jerseys, so I'm a little upset that, you know, I'm playing, man.
This what I wore all day. I ain't even throw this on for them.
Hey, that's dope, man. Hey, that's dope, man. So we appreciate y'all, man. It's a wrap on this episode, man. Shout out to everybody. HBCUs, we support you. Chris, we support you. Southern University, we support you. Can't wait to see y'all marching band as well. We'll be down there in March, it seems like. So Fire 6 Gaming, Dot and Clutch Show will be on the road, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. If you need anything from us, we always here. Community first, man, and that's one of the things this good brother is preaching, man. Shout out to his law students as well. Eager to see the progress that y'all make at the law center, man. So, again, we thank y'all for being here. You could have been anywhere else, and you tuning in with us, man. So, shout out to y'all, man. The Dot and Clutch Show, we out, man. Have a wonderful day.